Hello friends, Om Namah Shivaya. Welcome to Dots of Destiny. Today's video is about the transit of Sun in Scorpio with Mars. Now, because this is happening today as I'm recording it, this conjunction of Sun Mars will be continuing for quite some time. And this starts on 16th of November and it carries on till Sun and Mars both are in Aquarius. Only as Sun transits to Pisces, this conjunction will be broken. And so, inevitably in the process, Mars, with so many signs, Sun and Mars crossing with each other's company, Mars is getting combusted many times. So, Scorpio it starts, then it goes to Capricorn it goes to Sagittarius in December, Capricorn in from the mid of January, and then to March month, mid of February, March, Aquarius. So it's a big transit. So I'll talk about a particular sign at a particular time. Please excuse me because I have some cold anyway. So this is the transit of only Scorpio I'm talking about. Now, combustion of Mars. Combustion has lot of myths and understanding is also there, but there are obviously combustion means some problem happens with the planet. Mars, when it is combust, the ego of Mars develops even more. It becomes more rigid. But at the same time, you can get, because it is combusted by the king, at this point of time, if this conjunction is happening in a good house, you can get the mentorship or authoritative position. You can come into prominence. All these things can happen because see, when Sun is the planet which combusts all the planets. Now, for some in Amavasya time, it is Moon. So the Karka Tattva of Moon, like mother and all, can go for a toss. That is there, but you can get also some high post in government. If it's Jupiter, the the gyan, the knowledge can be very high. But at the same time, that I know everything can also become a prominent part of those people's life. Mercury, the intelligence becomes very high if it is very near to Sun and combusted. But at the same time, there can be very rough relationship with the maternal side, uncle and aunts, with friends, all these things. So in that same way, different planets have different meanings of combustion. For Mars, it is that you can get a high post if that kind of a dasha you are running. And for that post, you can have to work very hard. And you can be under some higher official. That kind of a situation, or a higher official can need you the most, and you fulfill most of his demands. That is how it can be seen. So that is the Sun Mars combination in Scorpio. So let us see how, now see this conjunction in Scorpio. As we know, Scorpio will always have the element of change whichever planet goes into it. So obviously, whichever house Sun and Mars is ruling in your horoscope will see some changes, because the changes for 1 month, mainly from 16th of November to 16th of December, it will be felt, and some change regarding Mars ruled houses and Sun will happen at this point of time, especially if you have a governing Mars Dasha, Antardasha, or Sun Pratyantar, something like that. So that is inevitable, and the conjunction will give good results also. Though it seems a little Because see, when I see in natal horoscope sun is in Scorpio, I know that the father's life has gone for a big change and there had been hardships, and that is why the personality of the person has changed. Mars in Scorpio also is not a easy placement. It is that if it is your Lagna Lord, there will be lot of changes in your life and you have to go through some make and break things. So these things will happen. And also one thing, from mundane astrology point of view, this conjunction, as long as it lasts, some radical movements, as we are seeing, can happen all over the world, not only in India. Yes, for India, because India has a Taurus Lagna, and this is happening in the seventh house of Taurus. There can be problems also going on during this phase. Not only this, when Sun Mars move into Sagittarius, which is a sign of war, there can also be problem happening because Sagittarius is the eighth house from the Indian horoscope. This is just the basic mundane astrology. So just for keeping you updated, and whatever crossed my mind while looking into this conjunction, I have conveyed. So let's jump into the ascendants and see how this conjunction is affecting. Mercury will also be there for a short period of time. Mercury will be going into Libra as it is already retrograde. Let's see how this conjunction works for each ascendant. For the Aries ascendants, this is happening. This is the fifth lord and the Lagna lord going into the eighth house. Now, obviously, this can be some good about your competitive ventures, like any maybe examinations, maybe beating the office competition, whatever. But there is a change also which is inevitable, and luck may not be too much in your favor. I mean, in the sense that you have to wait and watch for a little bit of time. Once this conjunction goes into the ninth house, it will be more favorable. Here, if there is any progeny related issue that needs to be handled, whether it is conceiving or whether it is, thinking about the child's future in any way, it needs to be deferred as of now if possible. If the decision has to be taken just now, then you have to wait a bit and think and contemplate, and then according to the dasha you have to take a decision. This is not a very easy conjunction. Even though it is fourth from the eighth house, the sun's some hidden enemies can also come into forefront at this point of time, because Saturn is also retrograde in the 12th house, and because fourth house Jupiter is also there, you may be coming into awareness of lot of things which you did not know about. Such kind of a situation can derail you momentarily, Aries. Why? Because I know Aries are very energetic people and they want to do it according to whatever they have thought in their mind and execute it. But Scorpio is not exactly the execution time. 1 month you have to contemplate and make a policy. Scorpio, the 8th house, is all agendas that is hidden and it is not shown to the world at this moment of time. You can take actions only when Sun Mars goes into Sagittarius. So that is one thing. If there is any pregnancy issues at this point of time, you have to be very careful. If you are going through such a phase, it is not very good. Yes, your speech can be very good. Money matters can be good, especially if you are doing some kind of business or anything. Money matters can flow in. So whatever it is, and if you are in the mode of taking some decisions, and in whatever field of life it may be, let not be coming out in the open. Scorpio is a hidden sign and the sign of mysteries. So keep it under wraps and only reveal it to the world once Sun Mars comes into Sagittarius, not before that. I mean, what I'm trying to say, this transit is not a bad transit, but it is like the, potential or energy that you have to, before running the race, you have to charge it up, that kind of a thing. So the state of inertia of rest, you can call, where you need contemplation and understanding to execute, because Sagittarius is a, that kind of a sign, fire sign. So here things are hidden and you must keep it hidden. If it is very urgent, immediately it needs to be done, then it should be done very, very cautiously. For the Taurus ascendant, this conjunction is happening in the, one thing one thing about Taurus ascendant is that this is happening in your 7th house. The 4th lord and the 12th or the 7th lord itself is in its own house. Here the 7th house becomes very strong due to new initiative, partnerships and all these things. And you will have the agenda, motto, motivation to do that. Because your Lagna Lord Venus is also now in the 6th house, and Venus then comes into the 7th house. So that is okay. Relationship wise, because that kind of a conjunction will happen and your Lagna Lord is involved in it, that will happen from 26th November onwards. Your Lagna Lord will come into Scorpio along with Sun and Mars. So see, relationships can be a little burnt out, especially if it is a personal relationship. If it is partnership, you can handle this, because there in a partnership, business kind of an environment, if you can handle the ego of the sun over here, and you do not become too much aggressive, because you know what, Scorpio is a watery sign, but the Mars over here becomes aggressive internally. So if you can keep these things under check when this transit is happening for a 1 month transit, you will get support of your family members, the 4th lord, and you will be able to execute your business things very well through the 7th house. You will be involved in it. Your partner can also involved in it. Your partnerships, the business partnerships can also grow. Any new ventures can also be useful. You wanted to start, you can kickstart it at this moment of time. It is a dynamic transit for you. I will not put it in a good or a bad way, because for very soft relationships, obviously it is not, Scorpio is not the sign. And when Mars, Sun and the Lagna Lord, Mars, Sun, Venus all is in Scorpio, then sometimes it can be like the person becomes too rigid internally. So the rigidity is the factor. Lagna Lord, 7th Lord both over here with the 4th Lord. Whatever decision needs to be taken, a little bit flexibility of the mind has to be taken into consideration. If you are planning at this point of time, you can also, because Saturn is in the 11th house and this conjunction is happening in Scorpio and Jupiter is in the 3rd house, a foreign related issue can also come into your life, and maybe you had been dealing it for a long time. Some kind of communication regarding foreign things and some kind of movement towards that area can also happen, because it is the 12th lord in its own sign. So these things are important and it's a good transit for you. Please do not put your ego into the height, and keep a little flexibility, understanding that Scorpio is a fixed and rigid sign. That's the thing. Gemini ascendant, this conjunction is happening in your 6th house. 6th house, the Mercury for certain time will be here as the conjunction starts. Then Mercury will go into Libra, 5th house. So Sun and Mars both in the 6th, with the Venus also coming over here. Venus will join here from 26th of November as it completes its transit in the 5th house. So here, you know what, because it is the sixth house of Rovrin Shatru, if you want to take a loan from the government or anything, it can get sanctioned. It can. Because it is the third lord also, you're putting efforts in those areas. But Mars, because is not a good planet, and the sixth lord is in the sixth house for you, here challenges due to other inimical factors can happen if you're running that kind of a dasha. It may happen. You can run into competitions with different kind of, your competitors will challenge you, because the sixth lord is itself sitting in the sixth house. So your competitors, maybe in your official area or anything, will not be easy. Though other planets are supporting you, Saturn in the 10th house. Mercury is going retrograde, but Mercury will be in Libra. Again, it will be back by the end. This transit of Mercury will complete in this year of Scorpio only. So, but at this point of time, some agenda of a person against you can happen. You know, even your neighbors and family members, the third law, sibling issues can also happen. And because Gemini is the original third house, many of the time, and Mars is the karaka of siblings, these kind of situations with neighbors, with relatives, inside the family, sibling rivalry, I have many times I have seen this with Gemini ascendants. So here the transit, I cannot, it will, yeah, you'll have, like, you will have the fighting spirit, and you'll contemplate, because Mercury is going retrograde also. You have to go back and think now that how to balance the situation if such situation of conflicts arise inside the family or in your neighborhood or whatever. So that is one thing. Take care of your health also. Some kind of sudden health scar can be seen at this point of time. Again, if the dasha is like that, without the dasha nothing happens. Transits, they come and go. So it is not a very healthy transit for you. Look for things that you may not be noticing, because when Mercury goes retrograde, small events can get a miss. You have to again go through that process. Take care of that. It is not, I cannot say it's a very good transit. Let Mercury, now see, this transit of Mercury retrogression and again going direct in the sixth house, coming back to Scorpio, will not, it will continue to the end of 30th of December. So you are facing this quite a challenge. Then Mars and Sun moves into your seventh house. This challenge you are facing for quite some time, at this point of time. Yes, it is there for you, Gemini. You cannot suddenly, feel good very much at this point of time. You have to go through this. So take care. Cancer ascendants, this transit of Sun and Mars is happening in your fifth house. Fifth house, Mars in its own house, and Sun also your second lord going over there. It is mainly a monetary investment transit. It's a good transit actually for you. The fifth lord in the fifth house with the second lord. Investment policies, fifth house is a house of investment. If you are making, should be kept under wraps. Decision making would be mostly correct, and you can go with the kind of things you have in your mind. Your intelligence will be good, and you will be able to understand how to process the things, whichever area of life it is. And Jupiter's grace is also there till 5th of December. A retrograde Jupiter is aspecting this. So any pending things that you have, that can also be completed. Because it is Mars is your 10th lord also, if you can get benefits in the professional area at this point of time. If progeny related issues are there, that can be sorted within. Not because, see, always Scorpio is a very deep, dark sign to be understood. And it is very secretive sign. So keep things between, you and your progeny. And whatever decisions needs to be taken, let it not be shown to the world at this point of time. Sort out the things and things will be okay. You will be able to strike a conversation, especially when Mercury goes into Libra. So these things are there, but it's a good transit for you. The transit wise, it's not a problem. You can get some monetary benefits from this transit due to sheer luck factors favoring you. So it's a good transit. Leo, this is happening in the 4th house. The Lagna Lord itself is conjunct with the 4th Lord. Here you will see, it is because it is a 4th house. One problem with this transit, let me start with the problem, then I'll go with the good thing. Sun and Mars in the 4th house is losing its digbal, right? It is just opposite to the 10th house. So here, whatever you are doing, you can feel a adrenaline rush within you to do something. Scorpio is a very rigid sign, but inside there is a lot of turbulence. And but here, whenever Sun is in the 4th house, if it is in the original Kundli also, you should go for a second advice. That is very important, because when two planets are losing its directional strength, it may so happen that the decisions you take are not absolutely to the point. So that is the thing I wanted to say. Any kind of problems at home, if it arises, has to be handled very carefully, not in a out and right, because Mars is sometimes combust in this transit. So let us not be very rigid about it. Any house or maintenance thing you need to do, any vehicle thing you want to do, you want to buy a vehicle, these things can happen. And also 10th house, because Sun and Mars both are aspecting, and very soon your 10th Lord will be joining this conjunction in the 4th house. Now Venus is Digbala in the 4th house. So here your professional thing again comes to the forefront. Until now Sun had been debilitated, and you can see I'm already suffering because of that. Now I hope to get better, and so so that kind of a gusto in the work area will also start happening in your life. So it's a good transit for you. Only do not keep ego issues inside the heart. 4th house, Scorpio sign, a feeling of spiritual upliftment should happen. That should be the way to, rest, give outlet to your energies, which may not be too much sorted at this point of time. But nonetheless, it is a good transit. If you want a even better transit, wait till Sun goes into Sagittarius with Mars. It's the war sign, your 5th house, Lagna Lord, 9th Lord. It's a Kendra Trikon Yoga. It will happen in your 5th house. So wait for that. But nonetheless, this 1 month can be very productive, and you can use it to your best, capacity. Definitely, Leos. Yeah. Okay, next comes Virgo. This is happening in your 3rd house, Virgo. Sun, the 12th Lord, and the Mars is not a very good planet for you. So both are conjunct in the 3rd house. Here, your determination will be very high. You'll be very gearing up to do something. I can solve it. You can spend money for your own family members, siblings. All these things can happen, but you will not get too much of help from others. You will be helping. There can be journeys. On journeys also you can spend money. That can also happen. Again, because Mercury will go into the 2nd house, money will come, but money will also be spent. Mercury will be retrograde, going to Libra. Then again it will come to Scorpio. And Venus will come into the 3rd house. So this is a good transit for determined point of view, communication point of view. Some tussle with the younger siblings, neighbors can happen, though you will be big-hearted enough to let it go. That kind of a determination will be there within you. And because the Mercury is retrograde, you'll contemplate and see that that much of thing is not required. But journeys can be helpful for you. If you are taking journeys at this point of time, due to maybe anything, competitive examinations can also do well at this point of time. Rahu is already in the 6th house, Mars is aspecting, and Sun, the 12th Lord, has come into the 3rd house. So you will be able to, and because Sun, Mars, they effort wise, they do good in the 3rd house. But obviously, if you have a Mars over here, the relation with siblings in the natal chart also may not be very good, may go for a transformation, that kind of a thing. So yeah, otherwise it is not a bad transit. Only just see that you do not get too much utilized by the people, because you'll feel like that I can help so many people and I'm dynamic and I know what to do and I can put my efforts and all, which is good. But too much getting utilized can land you in some emotional distress, as Mercury will stay into Scorpio till the end of this year. That's why. And take care of that. Otherwise, it is good to go. Yeah. Libra. Libra, this is happening in your 2nd house. 11th Lord coming into the 2nd house, and with Mars. This is Mars being in its own house. It is a good transit. And monetarily, it is even more better. Suddenly, you can get property, real estate, sales, sudden money, more than you expect. All these things can happen in this transit. Only thing is that because there will be expenses also, maybe due to a partner or something, that can happen, because Mars is 8th from the 7th house. So that can happen, but that's okay. Sun, the 11th Lord, in the 2nd, and obviously now your Lagna Lord is on the Lagna, Venus is on the Lagna, it will also join this conjunction. This is a very good for any, definitely money wise, though definitely it is good. Your speech also will be very to the point, and you will be able to move people motivationally also at this point of time. This 1 month will help you, and with your speech, with your aura, with your confidence, with your monetary gains, you will feel quite good, because Mercury will be retrograde on the Lagna also at this point of time. So Mercury is a good planet for you. Your intelligence will also be very balanced. Only thing is that Mars in the 2nd sometimes can be a little volatile with the speech, a little harsh. But one thing is that whatever money you get at this point of time, I hope you get that. It's a very good yoga happening in the 2nd house. If you have that kind of dasha antardasha, it will not be a miss. Do not let it be disclosed to people. Scorpio is the sign of secrecy. Whatever happens in Scorpio should be kept hidden. That is how the sign is, and we should follow the characteristics of the sign. It is a good transit for you. That much is enough to be said. So I hope you make the best and you get the best out of it. Now this is Scorpio itself. Okay, Sun, Mars on the Lagna. What more can be said? Sun, the 10th Lord, combusting the Lagna Lord. Now see here, this is a very good yoga. Raj Yoga also you can say. One thing is that the 10th Lord, since it is combusting the Lagna Lord, you should be very busy if you're running a good dasha. Again, I say that because dasha is the prime importance. A good dasha with a bad transit is tolerable, doesn't matter too much. A bad dasha with a good transit also will fizzle out. That is the problem. But over here, your name, fame, your ability to do things, complete the task, be a commanding force, high position, your work getting recognition, your business, because Venus will also be joining over here, your 7th Lord, very fast it will be joining here from the 26th November onwards, as it will complete its transit in Libra and come over here. So you can do some expenses on yourself also. It is a good transit, Scorpio. Very good transit. Just as a good dasha is needed. But uh, one thing is that in this transit, you can secretly meet a person of the seventh house who is opposite, a man or a woman, according to your gender. And that also should be not immediately revealed to the outside world, because Scorpio is the sign of hidden things. Fantastic quality about Scorpio is that a planet which goes definitely goes for a transformation, but the Karka Tattva of the planet should be kept under closed wraps, because any planet, suppose you have a Venus in Scorpio or a Venus in the 8th house, if you talk too much about your money or whatever, it will not grow. It should be kept secret. That is how this sign is. Otherwise, it is a very great transit that you're getting for not only 1 month, because see, 1 month it is your lagna, it is you who's getting the benefit of it. After this, also Mars and Sun is going into second, third, and fourth house. So, second house Sun Mars is also very good for money. That is coming up in December, and these transits are really good for you. And suppose you are under too much in the work area, in education area, whichever field you are, if you are under pressure, also do it. It will give you the result. The results will be shown to you. So nothing to complain about this transit. But just do not be too rigid and egoistic. That happens with Mars getting combusted in Scorpio, a rigid sign. Otherwise, it's an excellent transit. Yeah. Sagittarius, the transit of Sun and Mars is happening in your 12th house. This is definitely a foreign related transit if you are eager to go. It will pave the way for that. If there is a change in the official environment, if there is that kind of a thing that your place is changing, go for it. It is very good. If these kind of natal arrangement, if Mars is there in this kind of a place or Sun is there, these people will never flourish in the native place wherever they are born. So it's better to change the place. In transit also, since that kind of a combination is coming, you can definitely go for a transfer. If it is given to you, it will help you. Your money can be spent at this moment of time, maybe due to family members also, due to your father, due to taking responsibilities. Sun is also like that, the planet of responsibility. But people will say good about you. But then, sometimes I have seen Sagittarius people are too much dedicated to the family, which is good, not bad. But in the sense, I have seen many people after that, they come and feel the family did not give me the kind that I have given. So if you want to just go for a philanthropic thing, do it. Don't expect much. That is what I have seen whenever I have dealt with Sagittarius. Maybe I'm wrong. But Sagittarius people, it's a not a two-way give and take. It is like giving most of the time. Most of the time it is. Now don't take me wrong. According to the planetary arrangements and all thing, it can be that the family also supports you. It can definitely happen. But they are too much dedicated to the family most of the time. If Jupiter is also placed in a very good position. And because now Jupiter is in the 8th house till 5th of December, and your Venus will also join. The 11th Lord is joining over here. So your gains are related to also far away from the place you are. There can be expenses you do for the family. You may not get back. You get some, yeah, you have done it, yeah. But be aware that what kind of expenses you're going through. That is very important. Any health rectification of the father, of yourself can happen. If it is there on the cards, should be done at this point of time. You will heal and come back a better self, because then Mars and Sun will be coming on the Lagna, which is a very good transit aspected by again Jupiter from the 7th house. That is December. I'll talk about that. But this transit is just that, 12th house, either it's a blessing or it's a curse. 12th house, nothing is in our hand. The way the 12th house is all the higher spiritual benefits. If our karmas are good, when we spend the money, good karmas happen to us also. If it is not good, we get the curse of the universe also. Nothing is in our hand over here. So just go with the transit 1 month, keep your health sturdy. Do not run into depression. If projects are not working out, do not be too much, you know, do not get too frustrated about it. Just it's a 1 month time. But I think there can be, if it is about competition and all, it's a okay time. But if it is court cases and all, it can be a problem, may not run in your favor. That is also there. So not a very good time at this 1 month that I'm talking about, 16th November to 16th December. Later it is much better recovery and all these things. Take good care during this 1 month time when the situation is not very much in your favor. Yeah, take care. Capricorn, the Sun Mars combination is happening in your 11th house. See, the 8th Lord coming with the 11th Lord, and very soon the 10th Lord Venus will also be joining from 26th of November. Here, and because there can be disputes with lot of incoming gains. It can be stuck. It can suddenly some things may not go in your favor if you have this combination running now. If you are in Mars kind of a dasha, Mahadasha, Antardasha, Pratyantar at this point, because Sun is there and Mars is getting combusted, you can feel irritated. People of the family, the environment of the family can go for a change, because from the 4th house, this is the 8th house, the 11th house. 4th Lord going to the 11th house with the 8th Lord. You may not feel too much attached to you might feel that the family people are not understanding you, your point of view, your gains are trimmed. So this is not a very excellent time for you. Definitely some gains will happen, but you know what, when Mars is in Scorpio in the 11th house, the kind of expectation you're having from this transit is already high. That may not be met out. That is what I wanted to say. Take care of your health also, because this Sun Mars later will go into the 12th house also. So these things needs a little bit of understanding. Scorpio makes a person, whenever the planets like Sun and Mars, both are Agnitattva planet, they go into a watery sign, the internal conflicts are more. The person is unable to express it. That is the problem. And so some changes are inevitable regarding the 4th house matters, because the 8th Lord, whenever though Sun and Moon being the 8th Lord is not considered malefic, still some kind of a changes will definitely happen regarding your 4th house matters, and which will fructify through your associates, through your gains. Your peace of mind can be disturbed at this point of time. These things can definitely happen at this time. And also, because these two planets are aspecting your 5th house, you can have some issues in your love life with your progeny. These things can also happen, so be careful with that during such kind of a transit. It is not very better result giving transit. It can keep you in a sad, not sad, in a remorse kind of a mental condition. Yeah, that is the thing. Take care. Aquarius, it is the 10th house of Sun and Mars. 10th house, Sun and Mars, both they do good because it is Digbala, both the planets. You can suddenly feel a rush of enthusiasm, and your partner can also help you at this point of time in professional area. You can feel you are being given more tasks, you are being recognized. Your ego can get boosted a bit, but at the professional front, what happens is that because the 10th lord is in the 10th house and combusted also with sun, the ego, the competition can also be high. But because it is the 10th sun and Mars, I'm confident you will be able to handle it. Your siblings can also get some kind of face in this. I mean, maybe profession, maybe job area. Third house, in third lord in the 10th house, in its own sign, you can put efforts for your karma. That is the main thing. It's a good thing, actually. This arrangement is good, no doubt about that. So only thing is that because this Rahu is on the Lagna, and your ninth lord will also be joining this conjunction from 26th of November. Now this Mars is aspecting the Rahu in the Lagna. Sudden flare of that sudden hot headedness, that can suddenly happen. It's like a smoke and the fire is striking that. That is only the thing that needs to be taken care of. Home front may feel a little disturbed because Sun, Mars both will be afflicting your 4th house, which is not very great. Saturn is also. So the sign of Taurus is getting affliction from 3 malefics, from Saturn, from Mars and from Sun. Home environment can see a bit of bickering at this point of time. So that can happen. Otherwise, it is a very, prominent 10th house result giving transit. Go with the flow. Pisces people, this is happening in your 9th house. The Sun is the 6th lord. 6th lord is going with the 9th lord. Your competitions or your competitors, you can get better of them. Also, you can get some kind of a good result from any competitive exam or anything, especially if it is higher studies or something. Also, if there is a loan or something, you can waiver it off. These things can also happen. For the father, it is not a very good transit. Some kind of a health issue may happen, at this point of time. But otherwise, because it is the 6th lord, it is the Artha Trikon houses, the 2nd and the 6th lord coming into the 9th house, it will make some progress in your fortune house. Definitely it will, no doubt about that, because Jupiter is also till 5th of December, though retrograde, it is aspecting your Lagna. The decisions will be good. You will be able to make right decisions, and there can be travels, there can be journeys regarding your work. It can happen. Maybe for other things also. There can be pilgrimages also. Suddenly you make a visit or a trip to in a temple or anything like that. It's a good transit. Obviously, because Sun is the 6th lord, there is some before you have to make the effort, because 6th lord, the Sun is not a bad planet, obviously, because it is the friend of Jupiter, your Lagna lord. But first you have to make the effort. Things will not fall on your lap just like that. First make the efforts, you will reap the result. Then Sun Mars goes in the 10th house, even better transit in December month. So make the efforts now. It is a very good time to make your fortune house shine through your own efforts, through your good decisions. Only your father's health needs a little bit of care. If at all it's in an ailing position or something, you can go for foreign universities for higher education, taking loan, going for higher education. All these things are favored for you. So it's a good transit, Pisces. Take care of yourself. This was the synopsis of Sun and Scorpio, Mars and Scorpio. Next, let me see next week what video I can make if my health permits. So till then, take care, all my friends. Bye bye. Have a good night.